Hi, welcome to What's Working Wednesday. I'm Cheryl Andrews. I'm the founder of Step by Step Listening, and I'm also known as the Strength and Solution Detective. And today I want to talk all about fighting reality. So those of you know, I'm working in partnership at the moment with John Stringer, who is, for those who do the wealth dynamics, the link's below if you want to find out more. He's on the steel energy, so he loves systems and he loves numbers and processes and analysing data. So he's been really challenging me over the last couple of weeks and asking me questions that make me quite feel sick at times. And what I do is I'm on the Blaze Energy. I'm much more about asking questions about people and helping them to understand why their brain shuts down, why they can't always hear everything that's being said, and also why when you talk, you don't always get what you asked for. Or in some cases this week, I've been working with clients who've discovered actually they're getting exactly what they asked for, but when they get it, it isn't what they wanted. So today is all about fighting reality. So first of all is that your reality will feel really real for you right now. So right in this moment, it will feel like you have no choice perhaps. But if you're at that point where you know something's got to change, don't know what it is yet, you've just got that feeling that as something's got to change, then you might be a bit like me. So I want to tell you a little bit of a story today about my session with John this week, because I'm facilitating him and he's facilitating me, and we're working out how we can collaborate, how we as a partnership, if we co-facilitate somebody, can be the winning formula to help people to transform their business world and their private world. Because I truly believe they're both entwined. One of my clients said this week, actually, which is a great example, she said, if your personal life isn't going well, it will impact your business. Well, I work with many people who will also say to you, if your business isn't going well, it'll impact your personal life. And the truth is, they're a reflection of you. You know, you might find you put a hat on to go to work and you be a professional and do this. You take your hat off when you come home. But the thing is, you are at the heart of all of that. And if you're not happy and you're not doing what you love and you can't ditch the critic that says you can't, then you can be the thing that makes the biggest impact on those around you, either positively or negatively. And what I know is that when you're fighting reality, when you're getting to that point where you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, it can be really difficult to see the wood for the trees. And so what I'm finding by working with John is he stretches me to look at things that I've really resisted. And what's really interesting this week, and I want to share this with you today, is I ask people to imagine if you're working at your best, that would be like what? And I've noticed that that question, working at your best, can create some dilemmas for people. What is working? And actually, if you really love what you're doing, you might not even notice it is work. And so when I work with people to find out when they're working at their best, often the reason they don't sell themselves very well, the reason they don't know how they make a difference, they don't know their true value, is because the stuff they do automatically, they forget about. They just do it and it's easy. So this is all about you becoming much more consciously aware of what it is happening when you're working your best, so that you can sell yourself more effectively, so that you can say no to the right things, and you can manage your time and manage people more effectively. Now that's how I do it. Now how John does it is he set me a task of doing a time tracker. Now I've heard this 100 times from other people and I've resisted it. I've really fought that reality. I didn't want to put it down. And I didn't really know why, but because of the trust that's being built between us, I was a very good girl and I did my homework as I was told. And the most amazing thing came out of that. So I want to invite you to do the same. I want you to have a go at this and then tell John and I below in the video, do it for a day and tell us what you learn. Tell us what you're noticing. So this is how it works. You get a spreadsheet or a piece of paper or a journal, it's whichever works for you. And every half an hour, you log down the activity that you were doing. And then in one column, put in terms of you working your best, what worked about that activity. In terms of you working at your best, what didn't work and what would need to happen for it to work better. Now, when I did this yesterday, which is my day one of doing this, there was a number of things that started to formulate, because I had said out loud to John, I work with clients on a Tuesday, Thursday and Friday, but I work about 7 days a week. But he had heard work Tuesday, Thursday and Friday. And by him honing and saying, right, I just want you to analyse what you do Tuesday, Thursdays and Fridays, instantly this became a manageable task. It's like only 3 days a week. So I want you to get curious. How many days would you feel is okay? Maybe you can only do it for half a day. Maybe you can do it for a whole day. Maybe you're the kind of person that loves doing it for 21 days. But usually these tasks we get asked to do, your critic, because of the way you learn, will have a resistance to the number you're being asked to do. So I want you to trust yourself right now and take the number that works for you. Okay? Then log it down. So what did I learn about myself yesterday? Well, first and foremost, I started to realise that what in my head, I say my activity on Facebook is a waste of time. But when I started to log it and I looked at what worked about it, I was like, well, I've engaged with these people. I've caught up with so-and-so. I've kept in touch with this person. I've nurtured that relationship. I've let that group know what it is I'm really good at and what I'm here to help. I was able to help that other person. So I was demonstrating my expertise and I was making a difference. I then looked at a conversation I was having with my actual clients, my sessions, and I looked at what worked and the difference that was being made there. And that helped me really value how I'd worked and how I'd shown up in that session. But what was really interesting, I had the afternoon off to go to the hairdressers, and there was also an hour in the day where I had a challenging conversation that I knew I was going to have, and I took the hour out to meditate and to get myself in a really good state so that I felt prepared for that challenging conversation. So I took my own advice and I set myself up for success, and the conversation was great. It went just the way I wanted it to go. And I didn't know exactly how it would turn out, but I felt okay about it by the end of the session. And in the past, I might have thought that other people would perceive me laying there with my eyes shut, really sort of taking deep breaths and getting in touch with and getting rid of any anxiety would have been perceived as perhaps a waste of time. And so the whole exercise has made me realise that I am thinking I'm working when I'm not, and thinking I'm not working when I am. And so there's a real muddle going up. So I've now got clarity of the activities that I'm doing. And one of the things that John and I are going to do for each other this week is email each other our daily logs of what activities we do, so we can learn from each other. So I can learn what activities he does to grow his business, and I can learn and he can learn from me. And what I'd like to do is encourage us to do the same here on YouTube. Put down the activities you're doing to grow your business or improve your relationships, whichever your thing is, whether it's your private world or your business world. Put down the activity you're doing to take you closer to what you want, and let's learn from each other. Let's share what it is that's out there. And I hope that will help you fight your reality. You know, that thing that you keep putting off, whatever you've got to do it, but you don't know who to talk to. If that's stopping you from showing up and doing your best work, getting more business, having more money, and having more time for the people that really matter to you, then I hope this video has inspired you to take action. But if you are struggling, then don't forget to check out the link with the clarity call, or even just send me a message to let me know whether you're interested in the pilot that John and I are putting together, which will start May, June time, where you can actually employ us to facilitate you together. So you get the yin and the yang. You get the blaze energy about how you feel about it and what your inner critic's saying, and finding out and trusting what works for you, versus somebody who's going to ask you questions and ask you to log and report and get the systems and the numbers that will help you to measure the changes that are happening in yourself and in your business. Hope that's useful. Please let me know what you think, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.